Hello guys, today I'm going to do a video on Fallout 76 with the Steam Deck. We're going to be starting it off with the high settings at 800p. Alright, here we are in the settings menu. Okay, let's get into it. Starting it off in this trading camp, this area is going to be very packed, very congested, so it will be very CPU intensive. And playing at the high settings, we're going to be GPU bound, so running into a CPU intensive area will cause the FPS to drop down into the mid 20s and even the low 20s at times. So game's going to be very laggy, very stuttery, not very stable at all. And even if you get 30 FPS, it's not going to be the most stable. It will be very laggy even at 30. So in general, the high settings is not really realistic for the Steam Deck on this game anyway. If you leave this area, the game will become far more stable. You can't get above 30 FPS. It's going to be sitting actually in the mid 30s up to the high 30s. But stuttering and lagging will still occur depending on what's happening. So yeah, overall the game looks good at high settings, but the performance is pretty poor, so I would avoid using this one. Okay, after a quick restart, we're playing the game at the medium settings now. Just go and pause the game and then go to the menu. Settings and display. Here we are, the medium preset. Let's see how we do with this setting. So already we get some blurriness in the distance. The objects are fading in and fading out. But other than that, the quality looks very similar from medium to high. Or from high to medium, I should say. And game is still stuttering quite a bit at the start, but hopefully this will go away as I roam around. FPS is sitting in the 40s though on average, instead of like the low to mid 30s. I'm gonna go on the other side because I think that's where I was sitting before. So yeah, we're able to hold a mid 30s experience in this area in the camp, whereas before the high settings were sitting at the mid 20s, so a 10 FPS increase pretty much from going from high to medium. Oh, he's wanted. Don't kill me, please. I'm out of here. Don't kill me. Yeah, we're still getting some stuttering here actually. Oh, this is tough, man. I'm in the wrong area to be here. I'm in a bad spot. Might actually die here. That with the minigun will help me, surely, even though it's wanted. Die. Go away. Just leave me alone. Okay, he's actually going away. He listened. Amazing. Now I gotta go help this guy out. Okay, look at this guy. Take care of him for me, boys. Thank you. We're taking my ammo back now. Thank you very much. Very nice. So, with the 30 FPS cap, the game is still stuttering, but it's running far better than before. It's actually far more playable as well. Hey, who are you? Oh, I can't scope in for some reason. It's so annoying. Go away, will you? Okay, let's go and quit out, play the game with the low settings, and come back. That's ready. Okay, and here we are with the low preset, getting pretty much 60 FPS. This game has VSync enabled by default, so FPS will be capped to 60. But you can go in the config files and disable that and get more if you really want to. But on the Steam Deck, I think 60 FPS should be your max limit for your FPS counter. Okay, so let's go into the settings and display. And here we are with the low preset. But let's keep going though, and we'll see how the game will perform. Because so far we're getting around 50 FPS on average, with spikes up into the 60s and with some dips into the 40s. A pretty healthy FPS range in my opinion. Whoa, where did he go? Oh, he's gonna come kill me. Where are you?
Thank you for your cooperation.
Here you go, you're dead. Alright, here we are at the nuke zone. This area will be quite intensive. There's a lot of players. There's a boss actually spawning here as well. I'm gonna do absolutely no damage. This guy's level 80, I'm level 60 something. They got the power armor on, I'm just in my normal armor. I think we'll just sit back and let them do all the killing. I'll just take the loot. Look at this guy, level 1000. Okay, so the game is very stuttery at this point, I gotta be honest. The game is lagging quite heavily. FPS is going as low as 31. So I think, if you like doing public events, I would go with the 30 FPS cap. But if you don't want to do any of this and just want to explore the if you just want to explore the world and just do quests as you do normally, then 40 FPS cap is also doable as well. I should probably heal up. Stay away from me, guys. I do no damage to these guys. I need help. I need to go next to these boys. They can cover me. This is so stuttery at this point. I will revive you, my friend. Oh, okay. I guess he doesn't want to revive. This is insane. Level up. Let's go. 62. Now, although the game is lagging quite heavily at this point, the good thing about it is that I haven't seen it fall below 30 yet. So technically, we can actually cap the FPS to 30 and still have a decently smooth experience. He is lagging so badly. The server overall is just very laggy. Wasting my ammo on this guy pretty much, doing like no damage to him. The audio is cutting in and cutting out as well. It's just getting quieter and then very loud again. That just might be the capture card though. Might not be the game. This is so intensive on the deck. It's kind of crazy. As you can see, we're pulling around 10 watts of power with the CPU and 3 watts of power with the GPU. So again, very CPU intensive. Hopefully with the next generation Steam Deck, we can get a newer gen CPU. Because this is the previous gen. And it is the weakest part about the Steam Deck. The Scorched Queen is down. Let's go loot up. I might be overweight actually once I get there. Oh yeah. And here we are with the optimized settings. Playing the game at 800 by 500. A mix of high, medium, and low settings. Now for battery life, we're going to be getting around 3 hours of playtime, which is very good to be honest. Power draw is going to be ranging between 13 watts up to 15 watts, but it all depends on where you are and what you're doing. In this area here, which isn't too intensive on the CPU, we can get 3 hours of playtime, but if you go somewhere like the city or that camp that I showed you at the start, it's very CPU intensive. It will bring your power draw all the way up and battery life all the way down to an hour and a half. And the same thing applies to the public events, like that boss fight that I showed you on the low settings. That will also be very CPU intensive, so battery life will be down there as well. Alright, let's move on to the dock settings at 1080p. So at 1080p, we're going to be more GPU bound than CPU bound. So our power draw is going to be up at 10 watts for the GPU and only 2 watts for the CPU. Now we can hold 30 FPS outside the city areas, but we will have some dips into the 20s once the game becomes CPU bound. You can go ahead and lower the settings from high to low, or we can lower the resolution, play the game at 720p or 900p, and use FSR to upscale to 1080p, and you should have 30 FPS at that point. Now with these settings, I would go with a 30 FPS cap anyway. You can get 40 FPS at times, but it's very rare. In fact, it will fall down into the 20s quite often as well. So I would highly recommend using 900p and using FSR to get a stable 30 going, then to lower the settings to low settings and getting 30 FPS that way. Because the game will look far better at 900p with the medium to high settings than it does at 1080p native with just the low settings. And finally, I'm going to be going over the SD card performance. Overall, the game ran quite great off the SD card, didn't really get any extra stutters or any lag spikes, but the load times are way longer than the SSD. Around twice as long on the SD card versus the SSD. So it's really up to you. FPS wise will be the same, but you're going to be waiting longer between each fast travel points. So yeah, that's pretty much it guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time in the next video. See you there.